Check out this beautifully made artistry of coffee tables made from a combination of recycled tires, jute ropes, wood, and fabric to suit your style. Yes, we make to order. These coffee tables can help you make a statement in your bedrooms, offices, and living rooms. But remember, we only ship within the USA and Canada after shipping cost is paid. Call Jasper Designs on 1-306-203-2650 or email us at doduyayra@gmail.com. Follow us on Instagram at Jasper Love or follow Pearl Yara Agboka on Facebook. Don't be left out. Please place your orders now.
I can't hear you.
Can you hear us, Congressman?
I hear you now, yes.
Okay, excellent. Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. Today is October 26th, 2020. The elections is coming up next week on the 3rd of November. But this afternoon, we are honored to have a great distinguished man in our society. He is Bobby Lee Rush. He was born on the 23rd of November 1946. He's an American politician, activist, pastor, and a U.S. representative for Illinois' 1st Congressional District, serving in Congress for more than 2 decades. A civil rights activist during the 60s, Rush co-founded. Rush was first elected to Congress in 1992. He has since won consecutive re-elections. His district was originally located principally on the south side of Chicago, with a population from 2003 to 2013 that was 65% African American, a higher proportion than any other congressional district in the nation. In 2011, the Illinois General Assembly redistricted this area following the 2010 census. While still majority since early 2013, it is 51 point. Let me just skip this. The Congressman Bobby Rush was re-elected in 2018. He is a member of the Democrat Party. Rush is the only politician to have defeated future president of the United States, Barack Obama, in an election. This was in 2000. Now, I am so glad and honored to have you here in the studio, Bobby Rush. This is on this platform, we engage the community to discuss issues that pertains to us. And one of the things that pertains to us is immigration. So on the on October 13th, you introduced a bill called the American Family Act bill. The
American Right to Family Act.
Yes, exactly. The American Right to Family Act. Can you please tell us a little bit about that bill and what is the update or status of that bill as we speak?
Well, we introduced the bill early in this month, and the bill is meant to address the plight of not only DACA recipients, but also the parents of DACA recipients.
Okay.
We want to give them legal, lawful manner of reuniting families. We know that because DACA is not the law that was passed in 2012, or not the law, the provision that was passed in 2012 does not go far enough in terms of guaranteeing that families, immigrant families, will remain whole while
Right.
they're in Chicago or
Right.
while they're in the nation.
Yes.
We need to enact legislation, which my bill addresses, that will provide a legal pathway to citizenship, not only for the children that were born here, but the families and the parents of those who were deported. But also our nation. So a legal pathway, simple, but it's very powerful, very pervasive, and it really is meant to keep families together. We all can agree, and most good thinking Americans will agree, and that is really uh, uh, an atrocity of the most evil intent, evil kind, when you will separate children from their families, from their parents. And that's what's been happening too often in our nation.
Right.
So, in essence, in a nutshell, my bill is aimed at giving families, placing a priority on immigrant families, parents,
Right.
give them a pathway to citizenship.
Right. Thank you so much for breaking that down for us, and thank you so much again for your fight for not only the Black community but the African community as well. Now, what is the response so far when it comes to the African community? When it comes to the support from the African community, how has the response been so far?
Well, we since the inception, the African community has embraced this bill.
Okay.
Not only the African community, but the Latino community,
Great.
Hispanic brothers and sisters. They have embraced this bill. Even our Asian brothers and sisters, they have embraced this bill. And our European brothers and sisters have embraced this bill. So this bill is really meant to try to create out of whole fabric the idea and the approach that our families, all families, are important, and that the federal government has to do everything in its power to keep families healthy, wholesome, and prosperous, and that any impediment to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness for all families, including immigrant families, that has to be something that we fight for, and anything that threatens the future of American families, immigrant families, then that has to be resisted with
Right.
everything that we have.
Thank you. For those of you who, I will really want to address this to the African community. A lot of us hear DACA, and sometimes we not necessarily sure what it is. We know it's about immigration, but we're not necessarily sure. So DACA is basically an acronym that stands for Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals. This is a bill this is basically a part of the immigration policy that says that when children come here, they don't have, under certain circumstances, they don't have to be deported. Also, their parents do not have, regardless of their immigration status, do not have to be separated from their children. And this is exactly what Congressman Bobby Rush is trying to push, so that people who may have gotten into this country through these circumstances will not be separated from their families, be them parents, nor children. And as we have been watching in the news and seeing what is going on the borders, it is very disheartening. And so we are glad, very, very pleased to have Congressman Bobby Rush fighting for this. Please go ahead. Yeah.
My good buddy, I just want to also say that I wanted to make sure that this immigration issue was not an issue that where any voices, any segment of our immigrant community is overlooked. And I want to make sure that the rainbow of immigration was exhibited, and that the African community, the Latino community,
Exactly.
the Asian community, that we all have to coalesce with the broad cross section of the American people. So this is not strictly a Hispanic issue. It's not strictly an African issue. It's all of our issues. And
Right.
so we need, and our strength is in our unity, and our strength is in our numbers. And so we certainly have to unite in order to get this bill and other kind of freedom and justice and equal opportunity bill through the Congress.
Thank you so much for elaborating more on that for us. Really appreciate it. The immigration issue is all of our issue, and
all of our issues, right?
it is a foundation of this country. And so we thank you so much for bringing
right.
bringing that point home. Want to apologize to our listeners for the no sound from the beginning of the show. We are glad that you can hear us now. Thank you so much, Omar Tello, for joining us. Rebecca Mode is watching. Arshia, thank you. I think the sound should be good now. If not, please let us know. Thank you so much for your feedback. Wanjiru Kiari is also watching. And thank you so much. Okay, so it looks like we were having so thank you for alerting us. I think that you are trying to get our attention to the on this sound issue. But again, if you having sound issues from your end, please let us know. We're doing everything on at our end to make sure that you can hear us loud and clear. Way to go, brother, says Royal Black Jesus. We have a few people who have also joined us. Ayim Bibola Azaz. Ayin Pobila Azaz. Thank you so much for joining us. Talata, that is you. I usually don't call you this name, so that's why I'm struggling. But Talata, thank you for joining us. Please help share the feed for us. Andrea Graham, long time no see. Andrea, I owe you a call. I would be reaching out to you. Priscilla E. B.D. Thomas is also here with us. Thank you for joining this feed this afternoon. Please help share the feed. You're watching this program live on Facebook and on YouTube, The Progressive Minds as well, on our YouTube page. Now, Congressman, so you mentioned that the community, the immigrant community, has accepted this bill and they are giving you their support. What more do you think that we can do to help push this bill? First of all, tell us the update. What is the status of this bill currently in the House?
But the bill is being referred to committee right now, and it's referred to the Judicial Committee. And so we expect once early next year, in the next Congress, we expect to have this bill ready to gather up steam in the Congress. As you know, we're winding down the 116th Congress right now, and so we only have a few more days before this Congress will be over, and then we'll be going into the next Congress. And we certainly think that the immigration issue will be an issue that will be a centerpiece of all our activities in the next Congress, especially if we can elect Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, president and vice president, especially if we can keep a Democratic control of the House of Representatives with Nancy Pelosi as being the Speaker of the House, and especially if we can get control of the Senate and Chuck Schumer would be the majority leader in the Senate. Now, with that kind of lineup, if we are able to be successful on November 3rd, then we think that the chances of this bill becoming law will be brighter and brighter and more likely. So not only do we want the supporters of this bill to go to the polls, plan to vote and vote your plan. Plan to vote and vote your plan.
Right.
And on November 3rd. But also we want you to reach out to other members of the African community, those who may live in other congressional districts.
Right.
And reach out, ask your friends and your colleagues and your supporters in other areas, ask them to call their congressman and
Okay.
ask their congressman to get onto this bill, to sign onto this bill, to support this bill, even as a co-sponsor of this bill. If we have, it takes 216 votes to get any bill out of the House. So we need 216 co-sponsors minimally to get this bill, getting to create the kind of momentum under this bill that we need. So that means that everybody who agrees with this issue, who agrees with this approach, should call their congressman
Okay.
and demand that their congressman become a co-sponsor to this bill.
Thank you so much. We know you have a very tight schedule as a congressman. So many things on your calendar, but you make time to speak with our audience today, and we really appreciate it. But we'll give you, I know we give you a few minutes to wrap up for us. You wanted to make a point. Please go ahead.
Well, no, all I want to say is I want you to, let's make this a routine matter. I like to participate on progressive minds going into the future. So, and I want to really, I want the African community to know that I love Mother Africa. I love working on behalf of people. And I'm known as being what they call in Congress an Africanist. So I look out for Africa in any way that I can, whenever I can. So I want, I'm a kindred spirit. And I've even had my DNA traced back to Ghana,
Right.
the Asante tribe in Ghana. So I'm fully vested in Africa, and I'm fully vested in Africans in America, and I'm fully vested in African Americans.
Brilliant. So, per your DNA, you are an official Ashanti tribesman. You're an Ashanti.
Kwame Bobby Rush. Kwame Bobby.
Kwame Bobby Rush is your official name.
Yeah,
Well, that is wonderful. Is that one of the reasons why immigration is so dear to you? I know we are up, our time is here, but is it one of the reasons why?
I'm for justice.
Okay.
You know, I'm a man of the cloth. I'm a man of God. I'm a disciple. I'm a believer. I'm a servant of the Most High God. And in the book of Micah, we are ordered, or we are commended and commanded to love mercy, do justice, and walk humbly with our God. And the matter of immigration, just immigration laws in our nation is a matter that's at the heart and soul of every believer, every Christian believer. Because how can we ever deny the importance of immigration and immigrants in our faith? Because our faith is a faith that was actually founded on the thought of immigration.
Right. Thank you so much, Congressman Bobby Rush. Now, per my understanding, per my research, of course, you were born on the 23rd of November, and so you are a Sagittarius.
I'm a Christian.
Oh, okay.
My Lord and Savior is Jesus Christ, and not my
nothing else.
Not my sign. All right.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Because I was born around that same. I was born around that same time. So at least something great in common. One of the reasons why you are an icon in our society, and also in the African American community and in the African community. We look up to you a lot. You are definitely a hero, a living legend, and we we so much appreciate everything you're doing for our society. On the 3rd of November, people are going to be vote. I mean, America is going to vote. Our time is up. Your last words. Who should people look out for? What should people do? A lot of people only go out to vote and they look out for the presidential candidates, but most importantly is the local officials too. And so, what will be your last words for everybody listening to us on for the 3rd of November?
Well, I just think that everyone should march in lockstep to the polls.
Mm.
Our community has been under attack, vicious attack, for the last 4 years. And so we have to, now is our time, our opportunity to deliver a serious setback to the enemy. And that is by casting our vote for Democrats in this upcoming election on November 3rd. So you vote for Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. Then you vote for the senators. Then you vote for Congressmen and those who are in the first congressional district. My name is also on the ballot. So please, after you vote for Biden and Harris and Durbin for Senator, Biden, Harris, Durbin, then if you're moseying on down, keep on voting. I don't walk out the vote. My name is next. So vote for Bobby Rush if you live in the first congressional district. If you live in the 7th congressional district, vote for Danny K. Davis. And if you live in the 2nd congressional district, vote for Robin Kelly. And then vote for whoever your Democratic congressman or congresswoman is. But then keep on going until you haven't completed your voting task at that time. You got to go and vote for the state offices and the county offices and then whatever local offices that there are. So if you wait in line for an hour or more to vote, then don't go in there and think that you can finish your voting responsibility in 3 to 5 minutes. Take your time. Go through the entire ballot and vote your choice.
Thank you so much once again, Congressman. We are so much appreciative of your time and coming on the Progressive Mind show to tell us about DACA, of course, immigration, specifically DACA. And we are asking our audience, I mean, he just asked our audience to go out there and vote. And when you go to vote, do not only look for the presidential candidates, but look for your Congress men and women and vote for them. He's a Democrat. He's asking you to vote Democrats, congressional men and women to actually go and support the policies that would be passed, will be presented to the House. And so as you are listening, we are encouraging you all to do the right, to be responsible citizens. If you're eligible to vote, do not sit at home, go out there and cast your ballots. Congressman Bobby Rush has been a blessing this afternoon. He is fighting for immigration, DACA to be specific. And so let's support the good work that he is doing. Let's look at the issues and vote accordingly. Congressman, we hope that in the future, we will be able to engage you to talk on matters that relates to our community. Thank you
so much. I look forward to it.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Kwame Bobby Rush.
All right. Thank you. All right, brother.
It was nice having you. God bless you too. Well, our listeners, thank you so much for joining us. It was a short time, but we appreciate that you have been able to make it to the Progressive Mind Show. Constance Autry, you just joined us. This was a special edition of the Progressive Mind Show. We just finished talking to Bobby Rush. Wednesday, we'll be talking about and SARS. And so join us from 6 to 8 p.m. Tell a friend to tell a friend so we can engage in a topical issue that relates to you and I. For now, it is bye. Remember, to whom much is given, much is required. This is your favorite host, Senna aka Alinko, presenting the special edition on this Monday. Every now and then we do special editions on Mondays. Stay tuned and watch out for the next special edition. God bless you. We shall be seeing you next week. No, not next week. This coming week. This Wednesday. I'm sorry. This week, Wednesday, 6 to 8 p.m. CST. We will be having a date. All right. We will be having a date on community issues. God bless. Be good. I wish you the best of this week. Bye-bye.